All right, hi everybody. It's Bonkai 922. Oh my god. This episode was my god. And I'm talking about Kyoukai no Kanata. Um it's just oh my god. This episode was too much. Um Too much. Way too much. Um what was it? Episode 6, Shocking Pink. Oh, it was too much. Mind you, this episode, I would have to say like 95% was comedy. 95%. Um, but yeah, I'm not joking around either. Beginning part we have Mirai, you know, and Mitsuki and Akihito and Mitsuki's brother. They're in the literature club room, and they're she's they're basically talking about this magazine literature piece that they're going to be doing, and Mitsuki wants her to stand here and take off her glasses and everything. It's a comedy routine, and there's this one scene where they see the bonsai trees, the bonsai plants. And there's like, oh, why they're there? And then you see Mirai leaving, and then he grabs her, Kito, and says, what's up with those bonsai trees? And she's like, wiping her glass, saying, there's nothing, it's nothing. It was just too much. Basically, she bought them, obviously, and she put them there, and this is why she has no money. He keeps buying bonsai trees. And she's hungry and everything, and pretty much this segue goes into them finding out about a Yomu that is, get you a lot of money. A lot of money. In fact, I think they, when they went to see Sakya, in her store, she said it's like, I forgot what it was. Was it 50? I think it was 50,000 yen or 500,000 yen. Not sure the price, but it was really like high. And you're like, I'm wondering this, like, why is it so, you get so much money for it? So they encounter it, and Akihito's with her, and she goes in and attacks it. The thing, and basically what it is it's a fruit yomu. It's this purple thing with a huge eye, and on top of it, it's got like these fruits on top of its head. And it sees her, and it just expands, and it explodes, and it excretes this yellow liquid. And pretty much what happens when that hits you, you smell bad, really bad, so bad. Like, it's probably, I don't know specifically from the episode how bad the smell is, but I would say it's probably worse than a skunk. It's up there. So they keep basically the whole episode is them continuously trying to defeat this Yomu when they can't. Then there's this one scene when they're trying to get Mitsuki to help them to defeat this Yomu. This whole episode was just a roller coaster of laughs. Comedy gold. Now, overall, I'm thinking about this is going to get a high rating. I'm probably going to give this a 4.5 because it was just so goddamn funny. Eventually, they enlist the help of Mitsuki, and she's like, no, stay away. And just keep smelling, they keep showing her their clothes that smell. It's like, it's gooey, it's spilling out the goose. They had me dying. But it gets even more ridiculous because they get Mitsuki to help them, and basically what they do is, supposedly this Yomu is attracted to females. It's a pervert, pretty much. So they get Mirai to dress up in this, like, revealing outfit and go on a show, strut your stuff. And he's like looking at her, looking at her, looking at her. And eventually what happens is they get her to distract it. They get Mitsuki to use her, animal creature, Yomu, to attack it. Unfortunately, her animal is running to it to attack it, and is tired because it ate too much. And then it sees them, and it spews this, oh my god, this purple liquid at Mitsuki. Oh my god, that was too much. Oh god. basically that liquid, it marks her. It marks her because it knows her. But I forgot to mention there was a scene before then of what happened a week later, which I will get into. With her just putting this thing, trying to get the soap out. It was funny. So she gets marked by this thing, and it stinks like, the worst. It basically is telling her that this is to mark her, so at any time she shows up, he'll know. I was too much. And pretty much that's the story. It's marked her, and that's the story behind that. Then they have to figure out another way to defeat it, obviously, because this isn't working. And at one point, Mirai gets really upset. She doesn't want to do it anymore. There was this one point when she was walking home with him, and she didn't wear any bra on, and she was like, she was freaking out about it. She's like, she was petite or something. But anyway, eventually what ends on happening, because her brother finds out, and he sees her, and he just walks and vomits from her stink. And they find out about this song, that if you sing the song, it'll relax it and cool it down, and you'll be able to defeat it. So they sing this song. Unfortunately, someone forgot to tell someone that Mirai can't really sing very well. So they do it again, and then they get stank on again. It just continues. They're like continuously, and then they're realizing, now we know why it costs. The reward is so high for this Yom. This was comedy gold. And eventually, they're thinking, I don't want a steak anymore. Oh, we have to defeat it. Eventually, they do a week training. This was too much. A week training to sing and dance. I was dying. This episode was killing me. And eventually they get their moves down, and they can sing, and they do it. And the Yomo's really like going on them and shit. It's really staring at them. And they're like, okay, we got the attention. Who's going to destroy it? And they were looking at each other like, oh no! Boom, it explodes. I was like, oh my god. That was... And it just says the end. That's what pretty much happened in this episode. This episode was just comedy gold. There was nothing really but comedy in this episode. Which, had me died, I thought it was hilarious. It was so fucking funny. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened in this episode. Comedy up the wazoo. Next week, though, we go back to seriousness. We go back to actually, it's kind of interesting next week's episode. We're going to go to Mirai and Sakura. Well, this bitch, the one who's trying to kill her. Miss Gears of War. Gears of War chainsaw. The gun with the chainsaw on it. So we're going to have this fight next week. So this should be interesting. I'm wondering if this is going to be like where Mirai kills her or stops her, or how it transpires in this fight for next week. because it's going to deal a lot with Mirai's past, obviously, with this girl Yui who was killed, that she killed supposedly, you know, the thing, and so on and so forth. So it should be interesting. But I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5. I know that's high, but this was comedy gold. It was so funny. They were like, we're idols. I'm like, who's going to destroy it? They were looking at each other like, oh shit. You know, it was funny. But yeah, it seems like, and I'm wondering also for next week and as we go along in this anime, who the major villain is going to be. I think Sakura might be part of it, depending. Because I think what's going to happen is next week is Mirai's going to fight Sakura, like I said before. So, yeah, but I'm wondering if she's like going to... You don't get the intro. You see her with that investigator guy. And I wonder if that means anything. I don't think it means anything, but it might prelude into something later on. But yeah, this was a funny episode. 4.5 out of 5. I'm Bonkai922. If anyone's wondering, yeah, Attack on Titan came out. Chapter 51. Not doing the review yet. I will do a podcast, however. I'm going to try to do a podcast tonight with Nostradamus and Justin and who else? Most members of Titans of Darkness. And I'll do a podcast and we'll talk about the chapter. I'll link to everyone the chapter so they can read it. And we'll talk about it. I think that's a better idea. Because right now I can't do it yet. Because it's not the official translation. It's a Chinese version. Can't really do it on that. It's not... It's basically a version that was translated in Chinese and has been translated in English now. Gotta wait for the authentic. Gotta wait for the authentic Japanese translating to English. So I'll wait for that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. It's Bonkai922. See you guys later. This was so goddamn funny. They stink like a big pile of dog shit. And they're trying to defeat this Yomu. They can't do it. I'm like, goddamn. It was so funny. It just had... There was... Oh, wait, I forgot to mention one more part. There was this part when she was in a bubble. Mitsuki and her brother and Akihito were saying, yeah, this is a dream come true, having a girl in a bubble and shit. I was like, god damn, that was funny. And she got out of the bubble. And then these two people walk by them and says, oh, what's that awful smell? Let's call the authorities. I'm like, that was funny. There's like a capital offense. Too much. I'm Bonkai922. I'll end this right now. I'll see you guys later. Peace.